Right, let's get this Monday started. What is up, guys? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more r/Am I the Butthole? If you'd like to skip the initial waffle, timestamps are in the description and along the timeline below. But if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too, as it all really helps out our channel. And if you want to support the channel further, you absolutely can by clicking that join button down below for YouTube, or clicking the link in the description for Patreon and joining up there. I cannot express how much it does help out this channel, and just thank you for being here and taking the time out of your day and for being you. You are amazing, do not forget that, and let's crack on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Now, our first story comes from Connor66097. Am I the arsehole for kicking my niece and her fiancé out of my house after I found them inside my deceased son's room? I lost my son Connor 5 months ago. He was in the military, only 24 years old. He was kind and sweet. Losing him so suddenly was devastating. His room is pretty much the same. I have pictures of him there, his posters, his artwork, books, sneakers and such. Every time I enter the room, I feel some kind of relief. I just love drinking my coffee there in the morning and sitting on his bed and look at his touches all over the walls. It just warms my heart. I'm proud of him because he had no selfishness, never mistreated anybody. He was so forgiving and never held grudges. I started recently giving some of his clothes to those who could use them, and it's hard, but I'm taking it slow. My 23-year-old niece and her fiancé, male, moved in with me because of their current financial struggles. They said they only had money left to pay 1 month's rent and asked me to let them stay with me for a month till niece's fiancé finds a job. I agreed. I didn't mind having someone to talk to anyway. But I told them that my son's room is a clear boundary and they are not allowed to enter it or be in it for any reason. They have the guest room, and soon enough they started complaining about sleeping on the floor. Eventually they stopped. Yesterday, I was out to get groceries. I got home at 8 AM. I made coffee and was heading upstairs to spend time in Connor's room. I was surprised to find the door locked. I then found out that my niece and her fiancé were inside. I thought they were in the guest room, but my niece told me they spent the night in Connor's room because they couldn't endure sleeping on the floor any longer. I blew up when I saw her fiancé on Connor's bed. I just kept yelling at them and berating them. My niece was shocked by my reaction. She said I overreacted and she cleaned it up later. I told them to get out of the room, pack their things and leave. My niece called me harsh, cruel and unreasonable. She kept asking if Connor would have wanted me to treat her like this. I insisted they just leave immediately. They left an hour later. My family heard. My sister said I shouldn't have kicked them out. The reason she can't take them is because her husband doesn't want niece's fiancé at his home due to family disagreement. My sister said I was in the wrong, I overreacted, and shamed me for being unsupportive and inconsiderate. The guest room only has mattresses, so they weren't directly sleeping on the floor. They were okay with it at first, but they started complained about other things as well. I should mention, my brother-in-law said he won't let fiancé into the house after what happened between them, and he kept swearing up and down that niece's fiancé is never allowed in the house again. My niece refused to move in without her fiancé, that's why I took them both in. Now, I think this post really belongs in choosing beggars, because that's what they are being in this situation. You set a clear boundary out to them not to go into Connor's room, and they didn't abide by that one boundary and they broke it. I would be furious with them too in that situation. You did them a huge solid by letting them live with you rent-free till they find a job, and then they were trying to manipulate you in trying to use your son, saying, oh, he wouldn't want you to be like this kind of way, which is absolute bullshit in my opinion. And I always find it ironic, and it's always, every single time in these situations, you get family around you saying, oh, you're in the wrong, but I can't take them in because of X reason. It's bullshit. Absolutely not the arsehole in this situation, but let's check out some of the comments to see what they say. And tech support victim says, not the arsehole, you set a clear boundary and they broke it. Doesn't matter that it was your son's room or they were eating your Twinkies. And Snooze says, you had terms and conditions for living there rent free. They didn't abide those terms and conditions, so they're losing their housing. Beggars don't get to be choosers. They don't like sleeping on the floor? They can buy a blow-up mattress with the money they are saving, not paying rent, or they can talk to you about it. But they were told expressly to not enter your son's room. They did, and even attempted to lock the door for privacy. Your sisters can get over it. If her husband doesn't like her daughter's fiancé, that's on them, but that doesn't mean you have to house them. Your sister doesn't get to shame you when she is perfectly able to house her daughter and fiancé. She just refuses because it will ruffle her own feathers instead of yours. And Loudon says not the arsehole, and quotes, the reason she can't take them is because her husband doesn't want Nisa's fiancé at his home due to a family disagreement. Then says, well, tell her they can't stay with you due to a family disagreement. They had one rule. An admirable judgment says not the arsehole, they weren't sleeping on the floor, and if they needed a bed frame, they could have asked your sister for a cheap one. Your niece didn't think keeping her word was important. She was wrong. And now I turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation, and how would you deal with it? Let me know in the comments below. And our next story comes from Banjin. Am I the arsehole for asking for compensation for babysitting my niece after a year and a half? My 20 female niece is a year and a half old, and I've been my sister's 27 female only babysitter since she was born. My mum occasionally babysits, but only about once a month, as she lives 45 minutes away from my sister, and I only live 15 minutes away. Well, my sister has been asking me to babysit a lot recently. For example, in the past week I've babysit 5 days, and it's not just for an hour. Yesterday I was there from 9 AM till 6 PM. I haven't been home for more than a few hours, not sleeping, in days. She made me get somebody to cover my shift at work today so I could babysit, and does this often. She doesn't allow me to eat any food at her house, but I'm also not allowed to take my niece in the car. I've never been pulled over or in any accidents that I was driving, so my only option is to order delivery, which can get expensive. She's told me in the past she's going to start paying me, but the only time she's ever paid me was over New Year's Eve, where she paid me $40 for babysitting overnight. My sister just moved over 30 minutes away from me. I've told her if she wants me to continue babysitting, I'm going to need to be compensated for the time and money I'm spending in gas and food. She got really upset and told me that I shouldn't want to be paid for spending time with my niece. Oh, for fuck. Am I the arsehole? Nah, not the arsehole in this situation either, and she's just trying to manipulate you by using that line that you should want to spend time with your niece. That's absolute bullshit. She's absolutely using the hell out of you at the moment, and you just need to go back to her and say, look, I'm not babysitting unless you pay me. Let her find a babysit elsewhere. No one else is going to do this for free. Cheeky so-and-so. And there is an update to this post as well, so we're going to cover that after, but we're going to go straight to a couple of comments that says, from Cuba Dog saying, not the arsehole, your sister has taken advantage of you. This is not about spending time with your niece, it is about her getting free childcare. You need to stop babysitting immediately. And Puzzle-Headed Harry says, not the arsehole, but forget asking her to pay you. Honestly, I think you should just stop babysitting completely. Let's review. You're babysitting so much that's a full-time job. You're not getting paid. Your sister doesn't allow you to eat any of the food in their house. What the fuck? When I babysit a 12-year-old, every client I had told me to help myself to anything in the kitchen. Your sister doesn't allow you to drive the car, so you can get food, which means you're stuck with exorbitant food delivery prices and fees, and the kicker, you are missing actual work to babysit for your sister for free. Your sister has long since crossed the line of taking advantage. I text my sister and said, look, I love being able to see my niece as much as I do, but I need to start getting paid for babysitting. I would have made $180 at work this weekend, but I lost $130 since you told my boyfriend to tell me to split the $100 with him for gas money. I'm your only babysitter other than mum, and mum barely babysits, and I have been a few days a week. I want $10 an hour, that's lower than you'll find from anyone else in the town she lives. And she responded with, okay, I'll find someone else. She then went on to tell me that I need to get my shit from her house by next weekend, or it's getting thrown away, and I shouldn't have came at her instead of trying to have a discussion. She pulled the "you're her aunt" card and said, you didn't need to ask to be paid, you demanded. At this point I kinda lost my shit and told her everything I wanted to say for years, and she said, we're done, delete my number. Done. Thank you for everyone for your advice. While it sucks she reacted this way, I'm extremely proud of myself for finally sticking up for myself after 20 years. And that just shows the sister's attitude in this situation, that the way she reacted after you called her out on her bullshit. You're absolutely right to be done in this situation. But now I turn it to you guys. Have you guys ever faced a similar situation? Let me know in the comments below. And our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for yelling at my daughter for speaking ill of the dead? My daughter's 19 female stepmother, 31, died a week ago. She wanted to spend her last days at home, and when we knew the end was near, my daughter and I went into the room where she was laying. My daughter and her stepmom have had a contentious relationship throughout the years, and she had left the house at 18, telling her stepmother how much she hated her because we asked her to pay for college by herself. However, when her stepmother got sick, there was a brief period where both she and her stepmother seemed pretty open to forgiving each other for whatever they felt that the other had done to offend each other. My wife had also said that she had hopes my daughter can go to college eventually. My daughter was working away as a waitress in another town, but when the end seemed near, she ended up asking friends to cover her shifts and drove back to our house. Their initial greeting with each other seemed pleasant, but then my wife fell asleep and my daughter went to her room. Then a week ago, doctors said she could go at any time. My daughter and I ended up going to her stepmom's room, and when my daughter went to reach for her stepmother's hand, her stepmother moved her hand away. Then her stepmother said to me, "Where is my daughter? I want to see my daughter." When my daughter tried to say something, my wife shook her head and said, "I don't want you here." My daughter walked out and I brought my younger daughter, 5, in to see her mother. When I went to see my daughter later, she acknowledged that her stepmom was probably in a lot of pain. My wife died the next morning. My entire spirit is broken, and planning her burial the way she would have wanted and being with my 5-year-old has been the only thing that's kept me alive. After the small funeral we had, I let my daughter go over to my late wife's sister's home. The rest of the people from my family gathered to talk, including my older daughter. We were talking about how much my wife had to look forward to and how badly we feel for my daughter. My older daughter suddenly snapped and stood up saying, "Can we just get out what everybody except my dad is feeling? She was a complete and utterly awful person who has done so much to make each of your lives miserable. Are we going to continue to pretend that she's a saint now that she's gone?" I flipped out and told my daughter she could leave my house if she wants to continue speaking ill of the dead, and that I couldn't think of anything lower than speaking about someone who can't defend themselves, so she should settle her anger towards my wife on her own. My daughter ended up packing up her things and saying she was leaving. My relatives all got mad at me and asked if I was making talking about what kind of person my late wife was taboo forever. I told them I didn't want to hear of it, especially when we just buried her. Am I the arsehole? And we're going to head straight to the comments with this one, with Coffee and Pizza Roll saying and quoting, "My 5-year-old has been the only thing that's kept me alive." And then says, "This is the statement that cements my opinion that you're the arsehole. Everyone else could see your wife sucked. She probably emotionally abused your oldest daughter, and you clearly don't care about your oldest because you excluded her in the thing that keeps you alive during this horrible time. Don't speak ill of the dead, it's just a cheap cop-out. Your wife sucked, and so do you." And Faith says, "You're the arsehole. You conveniently left out your own age and when you got together with her. But looking at the age differences between your wife and your older daughter, I'm gonna guess you're a lot older than your wife. So tell me how I'm wrong about this. You probably left your first wife for a much younger woman, then allowed that younger woman to show clear favoritism against your older daughter. So you basically traded your first wife and family for a shiny new wife and family and expected your older daughter to just be okay with it." And Goth Penguin says, "You're the arsehole. You married a woman you allowed to mistreat your daughter and showed obvious favoritism for the daughter you shared with her. I'm sorry for your loss, but it doesn't make you less of an arsehole in this situation." And Razzle McQuazzle says, name, "You're the arsehole, you know. I thought this would be a straightforward, not the arsehole, but reading about their relationship and the 'I don't want you here' and then all of your relatives agreeing with your daughter. Look, I'm sorry for your loss, but why must she act respectful towards you or your wife when neither of you cared to try that towards her, or anyone in your family it seems. Edit. Oh, and this is before I saw the comment about paying for the younger daughter's education instead. Wow." And now I'm going to turn this one straight to you guys. What do you guys think of this situation and what do you make of it? Let me know in the comments below. And our next story is from Don't Use Them. Am I the arse for getting people drinks and charging them for it? There's an outdoor dining drink service where I am, and I was out last night with some people I know from work. We're not close friends or anything, but we're friendly. The bar we're at had outside service where you buy drinks from them through a window, and then you grab a table. No waiting service, they just come out to clean the table between customers. My group wanted to claim the cleanest table. I glanced at the prices on the chalkboard and told them I'd grab the drinks if they give me $10 per drink. It was cash only for some reason, so they had given me the money up front. I got the drinks for me and them, there's 3 others, and we have a good time. but wanted to check out another bar, so we left after one drink. Walking towards the other bar, the group notices that the drinks they got were $8 each and wanted to know why I charged them $10. I said it was for the service of getting them drinks. They called me an arsehole. I offered to give them the $2 per drink back as a measure of good faith, and they didn't take it. They just kept calling me names, so I split up from them. I think work is going to be awkward, and I'm still willing to pay their $2 back to make peace. Am I the arsehole? I mean, I just figured it was a business opportunity to get a few bucks for a simple service. I never said the price was $10, I just said I wanted $10 a drink. You cheeky bastard. Oh, you gotta get yourself checked out, man. No one thinks like that. No one thinks of... You said that you're friendly with them and you was having a drink with them, so they are friends in some sense. So they're not going to be anymore after what you just pulled, literally robbing them of money and calling it a service. And we used to do a similar thing in pubs and stuff like that. Not steal each other's money, but we used to have like a pot of money where we all put into it, and then the drinks get split out from it throughout the night, and someone always looks after it, and then the money is split in the end. Anything that's left over. We call it a walnut whip. A whip round. Well, I just educate you there slightly if you've never heard of it before. But I would never ever consider robbing my friends. This story is insane, man. And I love the fact that he's called it a business opportunity as well. Like this could be the business of the future. Just robbing my friends of $2 here and there. Gee whiz. And we're going to start off with these quotes saying, definitely you're the arsehole. They were grabbing the table and you were grabbing the drinks. At what point did you decide it was okay to charge them for that? You thought it was a business opportunity. Did they charge you for grabbing the table? You are an arsehole. Have fun at work because you definitely burned some bridges there. They won't be inviting you to drinks again. Hopefully you enjoy your $6 profit. And Tyler Jacoby replies to that saying, I bet OP's Facebook bio says he's an entrepreneur. And yep, I am awkward also replies to that saying, yeah, he's going to have a real fun time at work now, you know. As that one dude that charged $2 for the business opportunity at happy hour. When someone offers to get me a drink, I assume it's out of kindness. Not sure you can come back from this one, man. Definitely you're the arsehole. And Viva Veronica says, info. What is wrong with you? And Ghost of Kilgore says, you're the arsehole. Yeah, that is a massive arsehole behaviour. To be honest, the whole business opportunity excuse makes it much worse. And Squirrels Are Evil says, you're the arsehole. Haven't you heard the saying about not soiling your own nest? You tried to scam people you have to work with and it backfired. There's no do-overs on this. They all know what kind of person you are now. And iBob says, you're the arsehole. Have you struggled socially in the past? I think you may want to look into that professionally. And Tough Dog says, you're the arsehole. Sure, you could sneakily charge them for the service without telling them. And now here are the consequences. Work is gonna be awkward. Hope those $2 were worth it. Now I turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let me know in the comments below. That's a ridiculous one, man. And our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for making mother-in-law's boyfriend tier 2 at our wedding? So we got married recently and it had to be a super low budget. Honestly, my feelings were a little hurt because when my husband's older sister got married a year ago, mother-in-law and father-in-law divorced went all out, but they are against us getting married because of our ages, both 20, and not being done with school, so they did not offer to help. My parents chipped in what they could, but like I said, it was super low budget. Mother-in-law lives about 2 hours away and we don't see her that much. She has been dating Chris for 9 months, but we never met him. She wanted to bring him to the wedding, which was fine, but to save money, we had tier 1 and tier 2. If you were in tier 1, you could pick from an Italian sausage, a steak, a hot dog, or a burger for dinner. If you were tier 2, it was just a burger or hot dog, and there was only enough cake for tier 1. Mother-in-law and Chris ended up to get food, and my cousin who was grilling asked what they wanted. No one told them about the tiers, so Chris asked for steak. My husband overheard and explained the tiers. Only family and a couple of best friends were tier 1. Chris was laughing but said it was okay, but mother-in-law made a big deal. She called us rude and tacky 3 times. My husband told her to stop causing a scene, and Chris said it was really okay, but she was clearly pissy. Mother-in-law texts us the next morning that our party was embarrassing and that we are tacky. Most of the people seemed to get that we were saving money and I didn't have any complaints. Father-in-law and sister-in-law agree with mother-in-law though, and said we were bad hosts. Now, there's a couple of points in this one. I think I've never heard of a tier system in a wedding before, and I think it would be super embarrassing. Like for Chris in this situation, sure he laughed, but he was probably laughing out of embarrassment to find that out when he got asked for steak and he says, oh no, you're getting a hot dog. It just screams of like, you look at certain members of the family in one way and the other half as second-class citizens in your wedding, even though they've been invited, you know. And I think the best way for it was, if you was under an extreme budget, is keep everyone on the same tier. Sure, they might get all hot dogs and burgers, but they're there to celebrate your wedding, not to be split out in these tiers and make an awkward scene. And as for the cake, I mean, you could have done cupcakes. It's that simple. You could have made your own cupcakes. It's not that hard. I can make cupcakes. I can make a mean cupcake, actually. And that frosting is about a foot tall. But yes, I think you would be the arsehole in this situation. Mainly because of the tier system and separating people out into two tiers. It just makes half of the wedding party feel like absolute shit. But I also do understand that you were budgeting your wedding at the same time, but there was just a better way of going about it, in my opinion. But Black Manta says, you're the arsehole for having tiered food like that at your wedding. And Red Martina says, you're young. Your older self will wonder what in the world you were thinking. This just isn't done. Cringeworthy. And Starchy Tuber says, you're the arsehole. You cannot treat guests like second-class citizens. Just do burgers and hot dogs for everyone if your budget is too low to offer everyone premium food. Too true. And DSZ says, in quotes, we had tier 1 and tier 2, and if you're in tier 1, then goes over the whole tier system again. And then says, I can't even get past this without saying you're the arsehole. I'll read the rest, but seriously, are you kidding? Edit, I read the rest, all I can say is, are you fucking kidding? Also, I'm suspicious of every obvious post lately, since there are OPs out there who post stories that readers feel have egregiously clear judgments, one way or the other. Said posts proceed to rack up hundreds of sincere opinions, only to several hours later be updated with a smug, gotcha. That said, I have no proof this didn't happen exactly as you said it did, thus once again for the cheap seats, you're the arsehole. And Yuki says, you're the arsehole, tiered food. Seriously. You basically told everyone in tier 2 they weren't important enough for you to want to give them anything but cheap cookout food. And to not even get cake. That's awful. Cake is pretty much expected at weddings. And to not even get any. I get weddings are expensive, but to save money you segregated your guests. Everyone should have gotten the exact same thing. If you couldn't afford it, everyone should have gotten a burger or hot dog. Of course, no one complained to your face. They're not going to tell the bride how unhappy and angry they are, but I can bet they spoke about it to others. Now, let me know what you guys think of this story. Do you think OP was the arsehole for having a tiered system, or do you think that was a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. Now, once again, guys, thank you for being here today. Taking the time out of your day to be here means the absolute world, and I don't know why I bursted into song then. But thank you so much for doing you, being here, and just being amazing. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.